there, fantasy owners. Welcome to LTC Fantasy here. Not sure if you're chiming in, watching via YouTube, listening via podcast, but really do appreciate you streaming the episode no matter how you're listening to it. Do want to thank all the current and new subscribers here, and don't forget to subscribe as we really work hard to try and help strengthen your fantasy roster throughout all the regular season here. Today's our weekend ads episode, so we'll be looking at the weekend schedule to hopefully help find you the advantage. Some things to note: Friday there's only 4 games, Saturday there's 14 games, which is a ton, Sunday there's no games. So we will cover all 8 teams that play on Friday, because that's where there's going to be most room on your roster on Friday. Saturday's really heavy night, only 4 teams not playing, so there might be a little bit of room, but realistically not a lot. And obviously Sunday there's all kinds of room because there's no games, but nothing to cover there. Do note that 5 of the teams do play both Friday and Saturday, but we will cover Carolina, New York, and Winnipeg as they only play Friday, so we'll cover them first. And then we'll cover Columbus, Detroit, Montreal, San Jose, and Tampa, who play both Friday and Saturday. So we'll jump right into it. Some Friday D-men that only play on Friday. First one's Jacob Slavin. He's owned in 63% of Yahoo leagues. He's 28 years old. Should be on the top pairing, second power play, and second penalty kill, so we'll get a ton of ice there. Last year he put up 42 points in 79 games and had 121 blocks. He really is a solid D-man in almost all categories, and he's on a strong Canes team, so nothing wrong with streaming him on a light night. Next one from Carolina is Brady Shea. He's owned in 16% of Yahoo leagues. He's only 28 years old. Plays on that second pairing and top penalty kill unit. Last year he put up 39 points in 82 games played, so damn near a half-point defenseman. And he had 184 shots on goal. He really is a good streamer. He doesn't get any power play time. Really none unless there is an injury, but basically he's Slavin light when it comes to his production in most categories there. Going over to Winnipeg, look at Josh Morrissey. He's owned in 56% of Yahoo leagues. He's 27 years old. Should be on the top pairing, top power play unit, and second penalty kill, so he'll get a ton of ice. Last year, 37 points in 79 games, so almost half point per game there. 104 blocks, 150 hits, and 173 shots on goal. So he's really well-rounded defenseman there. So definitely worth streaming if you can get him in your league on a light night. Another one from Winnipeg is Neil Pionk. He's owned in 60% of Yahoo leagues. He's 27 years old. Slated to start on the third pairing, but should be on the second power play unit and second PK unit. Last year, 34 points in 77 games, so decent production there. He also put up 91 blocks, 185 hits, and 140 shots on goal. He really is a safe D-man. He's decent in all cats. If Morrissey would be my first pick because he's a little higher on block, shots on goal. Pionk's a little heavier on hits. Production is fairly close, slight edge to Morrissey there, but another decent streaming option for you. And the last one from Winnipeg is Nate Schmidt. He's only owned in 1% of Yahoo leagues, so basically everywhere he's available. He's 31 years old, should be on the second pairing and second power play unit. Last year he put up 32 points in 77 games, and he had 104 blocks. That's where he adds some extra value, is blocks. He's really light on hits, a little lighter than you'd like to see on shots on goal. But for a light night like Friday, only having 4 games, he'll be a decent streaming option for you. Some forwards that play on Friday only. Look at Martin Nikas from Carolina there. Listed as a right winger, only owned in 9% of Yahoo leagues. He's 23 years old, so young guy. He should be on the second line and second power play unit. Last year he put up 40 points in 78 games. So he really is an offensive guy. A lot of the time he was in that bottom 6. He should stay in the top 6. Carolina is deep, so for an offensive guy on an offensive team, he'd be a decent streaming option for you. Going over to the Rangers, look at Kaapo Kakko. Listed as a right winger, only owned in 5% of Yahoo leagues, and he's only 21 years old. Slated to start on that top line and second power play unit. Last year, only 18 points in 43 games, so really not the sexiest amount of production there. But he is slated to start with Zibanejad and Kreider, and with that can come some piggyback points, obviously increased ice time where those other secondary stats might improve a bit for you. Another one from the Rangers is Vincent Trocheck, listed as a center, owned in 64% of Yahoo leagues, should be on the second line and top power play unit. He had 51 points in 81 games played, and he has 185 hits. Really, is a good secondary piece on most fantasy rosters, should be fairly fantasy relevant. If he is available, stream him on a light night for sure. And the last one's Vitaly Kravtsov, listed as a right winger, only owned in 3% of Yahoo leagues. He's 22 years old. As I'm recording this, the game against Tampa is going on. He did go into the dressing room, so do check if he does return, if he is available for Friday's game before you do stream him, so something to watch for there. But if he is healthy, should be on the second line, second power play unit. The kid has a ton of talent, and he is slated to play on Panarin's line, and that should just obviously increase his fantasy value just based on his line mates there. Another one from the Rangers is Alex Lafreniere, listed as left wing, right wing, owned in 40% of Yahoo leagues. He too is 21 years old, should be on the third line, second power play unit. Last year put up 31 points in 79 games played. Last year he really did improve throughout the year, was fairly strong in the playoffs there. So I do see that production improving, and with that he'll become a viable streaming option for you. Over in Winnipeg, look at Blake Wheeler, listed as a right winger, owned in 63% of Yahoo leagues, 36 years old, should be on the second line, second power play unit, and second penalty kill unit. Last year he put up 60 points in 65 games played, so really almost a point per game guy. I know he is old, but we're only looking to stream him there, and would definitely be worthwhile on a light night if he is available in your league. Another one from Winnipeg is Cole Perfetti, listed as center right wing, owned in 20% of Yahoo leagues. Young kid, only 20 years old, should be on the second line and second power play unit. Last year he put up 7 points in an 18-game stint, then he got injured, played in the AHL, etc. But he is a young and talented kid. Some people are saying he's not the Calder Trophy winner, but a candidate for it. Should be able to be a decent rookie this year. So definitely worth streaming, especially early on when they're going to check him out and see what he can do there. So we'll move along to some Friday, Saturday D-men. Look at Adam Boqvist from Columbus. He's owned in 16% of Yahoo leagues. He's 22 years old. Should be on the top pairing right now and second power play unit. Last year he put up only 22 points in 52 games, so not bad considering how young he is. But his role is expanding in Columbus, as you can see him being up in the top pairing. He doesn't get a lot of hits, but he has a lot of potential offensively, so he might be worth streaming, especially on a light night. Another one from Columbus is Vladislav Gavrikov. He's only owned in 3% of Yahoo leagues. He's 26 years old, should be on the second pairing and top penalty kill unit. Last year he put up 33 points in 80 games, so a little light on production, but still not bad. Had 138 blocks and 124 hits. So overall, he really is a safe streamer because he can add value besides just offense there. And as he is decent in most categories, a little bit safer option than Boqvist. Boqvist offers more offensive potential, but both are worthwhile streaming on a light night. Going over to Detroit, look at Philip Hronek. Owned in 9% of Yahoo leagues. He's 24 years old. Should be on the second pairing and second power play unit. Last year he put up 38 points in 78 games played, so almost half point per game there. He's obviously fairly good defensively, and he's definitely worth streaming on a light night where there's only 4 games on a Friday there. Another one from Detroit is Ben Sherratt. He's owned in 5% of Yahoo leagues. He's 31 years old. Should be on the top pairing and top penalty kill unit. Last year he put up 26 points in 74 games played, so Not the most production, but not the worst production either. Had 130 blocks and 157 hits. So he is a little light on offense, but he brings you value in other categories, especially if they're counted in your league there. And on a light night, like I've been mentioning over and over again, might be worth streaming there. Going over to Montreal is Mike Matheson. He's owned in 7% of Yahoo leagues. He's 28 years old. Should be on the top pairing and second penalty kill unit. Last year he had 31 points in 74 games played. Don't be surprised if he does get some power play time. He's not listed there right now, but he should be there. And right now he is listed as day-to-day with a lower body injury, so do check his status before you do pick him up, because he might not be playing, but he might be healthy by Friday there. Another one from Montreal's Chris Weidman, owned in 2% of Yahoo leagues, so available virtually everywhere. 32 years old, slated to be on the third pairing, but on that top power play unit. Last year he put up 27 points in 64 games played, so his ice time is low. He's more of a gamble play because you're basically, if you can stream him, you're looking just at the power play production and that kind of value from him. If there is other players available, might be worthwhile streaming somebody else, but should mention him since there is only 4 games on Friday night there. And the last one's Mario Ferraro from San Jose. He's owned in 7% of Yahoo leagues, 24 years old, should be on the top pairing, second power play unit, and top PK unit. So far, he's had 2 points in 2 games played that he's played so far. Has 8 blocks in those games, so a lot of blocks for only 2 games played. He's known for that. But he's getting opportunity with Burns being out the door. Really expands his role and might be worth streaming, especially on the lighter nights there. Now, moving along to some forwards that played both Friday and Saturday. Start off in Columbus. Look at Boone Jenner, listed as a center, owned in 43% of Yahoo leagues, and he's 29 years old. Should be on the top line there, top power play unit and second penalty kill unit. Last year he put up 44 points in 59 games, and with this year he has a little bit better line mates. He's had Line before, but on the other side's Goudreau. And with Goudreau and Line Jenner in the middle, he should benefit from having better line mates there, so it'll definitely be worth streaming on lighter nights. Another one from Columbus is Jakub Voracek, listed as left wing, right wing, owned in 38% of Yahoo leagues. He's 33 years old, should be on the second line and top power play unit. Last year he put up 62 points in 79 games played, so really nice production. Almost all of them were assists. He only had six goals there, but he's a pure offensive play because he is really low on blocks and hits, but definitely some value there for you, especially on a light night. Another one from Columbus is Gustav Nyquist. He's listed as left wing, right wing, only owned in 4% of Yahoo leagues, so should be available in your league there. He's 33 years old, should be on the second line, second power play unit, and second PK unit, so really will get some ice time for you. He had 53 points in 82 games played, so not too bad. 51 blocks, it's a pretty high block total for a forward there, so he has obviously some decent value for you for streaming on a light night there. Going over to Detroit, look at Tyler Bertuzzi, listed as left wing, right wing, owned in 64% of Yahoo leagues. He's only 27 years old. Should be on the top line, second power play, and second PK unit. Last year he put up 62 points in 68 games played, which is really nice offensive production. His ownership's probably lower because he is injury prone. He misses a lot of time. But if he is healthy, definitely worth streaming on a light night if he's available for you. Next one from Detroit is Jacob Vrana, listed as a left winger. Also owned in 64% of Yahoo leagues. He's 26 years old. He should be on the second line and top penalty kill unit. Last year he only got into 26 games, but he put up 19 points in those 26 games. If he is healthy, he really produces and is really worth streaming on the lighter nights there. Hopefully he is available in your league. And the last one from Detroit is Andrew Kopp, listed as center right wing, owned in 38% of Yahoo leagues. He's 28 years old, should be on the second line and second power play unit, put up 53 points in 72 games played. He had 41 blocks and 183 shots on goal. So he's not going to wow you in any category, but he's not going to hurt you in any category. He's a really safe pick. He's really a Swiss Army knife there. He's good at a lot of things, but master of none, so to speak. Going over to Montreal, look at Nick Suzuki, listed as a center, owned in 63% of Yahoo leagues. He's 23 years old. Should be on the top line, top power play unit, and second PK unit. Last year he put up 61 points in 82 games played, and he had 62 blocks. He is also decent in hits and shots on goal. He's a young guy with Caulfield, and they should grow together as both are young. He is currently listed as day-to-day, so double check, but most reports have him that he should be playing on opening night there, so do check to make sure he's playing on Friday. Next one from Montreal is Mike Hoffman, listed as left wing, right wing, owned in 4% of Yahoo leagues. He's 32 years old, should be on the top line and top power play unit. Last year he put up 35 points in 67 games played, so a little low by his standards, but he should bounce back. He's a little low on blocks and hits, but the offense should come around as he is playing on that top line with Suzuki and Caulfield there. Another one from Montreal is Evgeny Dadonov, listed as left winger, right winger, owned in 5% of Yahoo leagues, should be on the second line and second power play unit. Put up 43 points in 78 games played. Really is a decent offensive player. He will get some PP time. He's okay to stream on a light night and should get some more opportunity in Montreal than he did get in Vegas there. Going over to San Jose, look at Luke Kunin, listed as left winger, right winger, owned in 10% of Yahoo leagues, is playing on that top line right now, top power play unit and top power play unit. And with him playing on that top line, it's already paying off dividends. He has 2 points in 2 games played, 4 hits, 2 blocks. Obviously, he won't keep up the scoring pace. He's not a point-per-game player, but he is really going to benefit if he sticks on that line with Meyer and Hurdle there. Another one from San Jose is Logan Couture, listed as a center, owned in 37% of Yahoo leagues, and he's 33 years old, is on that second line, top power play unit, and top PK unit. He has 1 goal in 2 games played so far. He has 3 hits and 2 blocks. He really is a safe streaming option. He's a wily old vet. He'll be well-rounded in most categories. The offense isn't quite what it used to be, but he's definitely worth streaming on a light night if he's available. Going over to Tampa Bay, look at Alex Killorn, listed as left winger, right winger, owned in 37% of Yahoo leagues. Should be on that second line, top power play unit, and top penalty kill unit. Last year, he put up 59 points in 82 games played, and he is playing on that lethal power play in Tampa Bay, so just that alone, he's worth streaming on a light night there. Last one from Tampa Bay is Nick Paul. He's listed as center left wing, owned in 4% of Yahoo leagues, is on that second line, second power play unit, and second PK unit. Since coming over to Tampa Bay last year, he put up 14 points in 21 games played, so he definitely had an uptick in offense. He had a nice amount of hits and blocks as well since coming over. Should be a really good streaming option for you, especially on a light night and that low of ownership. So I do hope you did enjoy today's episode. If you did, if you're listening via podcast or watching via YouTube, remember to hit like, hit subscribe, remember that notification bell, hit that heart, depending what platform you're listening on, etc. And we'll be out in a few days with our strategy episode for week 2. And good luck there, fantasy owners.